Right guys, so it's now Tuesday. If you're wondering what I've got here, I've got a pre-workout tea cake. Now, don't follow my example. Again, I just fancied a bit of chocolate. Yes, I'm dieting, but you are permitted to have these. So again, it's Tuesday. Again, you'll see down there previously how long we've got to the photo shoot. So, the first day, still sound a wee bit bunged up, but it's the first day I got a negative test. So, Tuesday, so I'd say the cold symptoms kind of started last Tuesday. I didn't get a positive until Thursday, but they say count it from when you got your symptoms from. So today I got a negative test, but again, I'm going to make sure I've got 2 negative tests before I venture out into the world. I could technically go to the gym as of Thursday, that would mean, but what I'm going to actually do is I've got 2 training sessions remaining for this block. So I've got today and I've got Thursday for weights, and then it wouldn't be weights again until the Sunday, but I'm going to leave the gym until the Sunday. That's the start of my actual deload. So right now, even though I've been ill, I've got the hardest point in my training, so my deload's starting Sunday. I'm not going to go to the gym at the Sunday, and the reason for that being apparently you're more infectious for like a 10-day period, so I'd rather be on the safe side and just kind of make sure I'm feeling good and right to go, and I'm not a danger to anybody else, because I am a wee bit more courteous in that sense. So feeling good. I do sound a bit bunged up, but I actually do feel good. Got a negative test, hopefully that repeats again tomorrow. We can get right back to work. So in terms of what I've got today, I've got deadlifts and I've got squats, but the thing is I'm doing it outside and it has been raining. But I'm just going to go and embrace the rain. As I said, it's only a wee bit of rain, it's not going to kill me. So I've got deadlifts today, I've got squats today, and normally it's a wee bit more, I think it's hamstring dominant. I've not looked at my book yet today, but I'm just going to incorporate maybe deadlifts, squats, lunges, and then just maybe a wee bit of core work. Maybe bring in a wee bit of kettlebells just to get a wee bit more glutes and hamstrings into it. But let's go and smash it. No excuses, rain, snow, doesn't matter, we need to get it done. So we headed out to the garden, and I'm just kind of putting this footage in here to show you that I do actually warm up. As I've been a wee bit more lower body focused, I really do make sure I warm up my hips and especially my lower back. This is one of my favourite stretches ever, and getting the Achilles and all that kind of warmed up, get the ankle mobility on the go, and then from there it was into deadlifts. So again, it was a 5-3-1. This is the lighter set, this is the top part of my week, and I was really happy how these were moving. Progressing the deadlifts well, this was a wee bit heavier again. Each time it changes angle, it's a wee bit heavier. And then the top set, as you can see, that looked a bit more of a grind. A good 5 reps of this though. I think, again, I'm making it look harder than what it was, but this actually felt quite easy. I think it's around about 150-ish or something like that. I think it's 150. But no, these were moving well, and I felt like I could have kept going with them. That was a good part. But because of the lower back, I'm having to keep the technique tight. From there, again, into squats. So again, 4 sets of about 6 for this, working on that technique. Again, the weight equivalent was the lower set of the last percentage kind of thing. I've no hamstring curls and stuff like that. It's a wee bit more hip hinge movement. Kettlebell swings. And then into lunges, everybody's favourite thing, barbell lunges. Again, these felt good. I just always make sure my back knee touches the floor to make sure I've got complete depth, and then from there I had to improvise and just make sure I done something just to get a wee bit more of the calves on the go. So again, just high reps with these till I felt fatigue, but keeping the technique really, really controlled. But it was a good day of training. Right guys, happy Wednesday. All clear now for COVID. That's 2 negative tests in a row. So as I said, I'm going to try and not go to the gym. So instead what I've done is come up to Tinty Hill. Now it's probably about the equivalent of doing that Stairmaster. So it's going to take us normally about 40 minutes to get up it, 40 minutes or so, and then about the same coming back down. So it's another way to kind of burn the calories. I know, as I said before, a lot of people always want to go on a treadmill, go on a cross trainer or whatever, which is fine. But again, sometimes just getting outdoors and things like that are much better. So I got this today, nothing else really planned apart from another couple of walks with Frank, but Frank's here as well. And so let's just go and get it done. Right guys, so 45 minutes, that was stopping to get some footage, stuff like that, hence why you saw me doing that kind of stuff. So again, kind of what I'm trying to say with this kind of thing for anybody watching this is if you're doing kind of traditional cardio and say you're doing, again, a Stairmaster, you're doing a treadmill, you're doing a cross trainer or whatever, sometimes like there's things like this close to you, there's different kind of Monroes, there's hills, and again right now this is about 475 calories on the way up, probably maybe about half that on the way down, so it's a good burn for someone at 74 kilos right now. So like, cardio doesn't always need to be that traditional stuff, like get yourself outdoors and you'll get some wonderful views along the way. Morning guys, out for a morning upper body session. So just got to come in here, it's in my shed, just going to get my weights, head out. I said it's more overhead press orientated and a wee bit more bench press, and again because I don't have any sort of vertical pull, I'm going to have to just kind of improvise. So I'll just focus on things like bent over rows and upright rows for now, and then when we get back to the gym next week we can just get back to the normal program. So yep, let's go. Right, so the biggest focus of the day was the overhead press. Now again, the 5-3-1, so 5 reps of the selected weight. This is the most exercise I would say, because I'm really into this dieting phase now, that I am struggling with. I've even considered taking it out, but it's probably just my ego. Again, increase the weight here. But yeah, like, it's just my ego that's getting bruised here a wee bit, but I'm going to keep them in. I had a good conversation myself today. Leave the ego at the door. If we need to drop down in weight, we need to drop down in weight. It's a really, really solid movement. Normally my strongest movement. This was my heaviest set here. I got 3 of these. And to put into context, like I would normally maybe double figure that weight, and that was like a grinder of 3. But again, I am much smaller. And then again, back down at the original starting weight, and I normally target around about 8 reps with this, and I was glad that I actually still got them. This felt good. Again, if anybody ever goes for lifting a heavier weight, like your nervous system, your CNS is far more stimulated. So when you lift a really heavier weight and you're going back to lifting a lighter weight, it always feels lighter, because this felt so heavy in the first set. From there, we went into bench press. Again, it was just like, I think it was 4 sets of 6 on this, and it was my lowest percentage of the weight I used this week with the bench press. Again, it felt really good. These are always another strong point. I'm normally much stronger in my pressing movements. So no, these did feel really good. From there, I actually changed it to penalty rows. So targeting a wee bit more at the chest, which would hit my upper back a wee bit more. Again, the angle of me putting this in is shocking. I do have shades on. I've put a wee bit of a filter on the video, so you can't really tell how bright this actually was, but I couldn't actually see with the camera again, and you'll see that in future. Again, into upright rows, and this time I brought my hands in just a wee bit closer. Again, just because I'm feeling it. There's certain movements where when I tore my bicep that I do feel really weird on, and when I put my arms out a wee bit wider in the video earlier on, it was hurting a wee bit. Not hurting, it just feels like it's always going to snap, but no, upright rows, and again, these felt good. From there, again, the angle's terrible. I didn't set the camera right. I thought it was actually in the centre. But if you've ever tried these with a disc, not a disc with a handle, just a disc, and you can see they're 5 kilograms, it is really difficult. But it helps keep me really honest. So lateral raises with a 5 kilo disc, just using my grip strength as well. From there, as you can see, Frank, he's my best training buddy. I had to get my dips in, and he was right in my face. He normally jumps on my shoulders and stuff like that, but he absolutely loves it when he comes out and works out. Normally he's just lying in the sun, sleeping, but here he was off full of carry on. But no, the day was another really good session. Right guys, so much better now. First day back at the gym, Sunday. 10 weeks to go. So just going to go in, start a kind of new program for every 4 weeks. I keep all the basics the same, but I changed up the program a wee bit because I'm at that point where monotony kind of kicks in with me quite a lot. But no, going to keep everything the same. I'm buzzing to be back, going to have a really good session, so off we go. Right guys, so today's training, squats to start with. Now again, these are something I'm really practicing. So this is my first set, my first working set for 1 set of 5. At this point it doesn't feel that heavy at all, but I'm just trying to get my body kind of warmed up and get into it. And then from there it's increasing the weight better, and these already look a million times better. I'm far more sitting in the groove a wee bit more. I'm not getting any butt wank. I'm just feeling really strong with these. Really practicing my setups as well. So everything's feeling really good with these, but it always goes up to the top set. So in this set I basically do, it's a 5+ set, so if I can get more than 5 I do more than 5, but I never do more than 10. So you can see here me being really deliberate with my setup. And for all you guys at squats, you should practice the same setup all the time. The amount of people that waste energy just reshuffling their feet and all that kind of thing is just absolutely insane. So really practice a walkout. You shouldn't be shuffling about and taking 100 different steps, and shouldn't be moving about and all that kind of thing. It's just wasted energy. So like here, like these look the exact same as the actual starting weight. In fact, if not, they're moving better. And I think it's because I get a lot more hyped up when I'm going to a heavier set, even although I wouldn't deem this as heavy, in my own personal opinion, for me. They just don't feel heavier. And I think because I'm getting psyched up, because in my brain I know it's heavier, then I can give it a lot more. So my body switches on a lot more. But they're feeling really good. Then again, I drop back down to that starting set, and as you can see now, that looks like a bit of paper. See, when I was doing this, like again, it's not a heavy weight, please do not think. I think it's like, that's only like 72 kilo or something like that. But in terms of like going for the kind of injury that I had, and just moving this about like that, which is probably round about my body weight right now, and it's moving as easy as what that is, I'm happy with that. I mean, this is a warm-up weight for the past marathon, so you kind of have to put your ego to the side. Deadlifts, now these are meant to be Zumos, but I have severe chronic tightness in my hamstring right now, my right hamstring. So as soon as I went into the Zumo stance, I'd done one warm-up set with a Zumo stance. As soon as I'd done that, my hamstring was like, no, what are you doing? But when I was sitting back with the deadlifts here, I wasn't really feeling that. I was trying to keep a wee bit more rigid. You can tell, look, I'm not sitting as deep. Normally I sit right back and try and kind of seesaw the weight. You can see it a wee bit more there, but again, as long as my lats and my back doesn't round, my lats are tight, my back doesn't round, I was being a wee bit more careful, trying to not give my hamstrings as much to do. But this felt light, if I'm being honest with you, very light. From there, into bench press, and again, it's the lowest percentage that I was doing today. So it was just 3 sets of 10 on this. I think this is about, again, all weight is relative, it's not heavy at all. I think it's about 67.5, and again, this isn't a chest emphasis day. The new program is a full body routine 3 times a week. That's what I'm doing resistance wise. So this weight is just something that I should be moving. It's not going to cause me great disturbance, it's not going to really fatigue me. It's just getting some added volume in the chest over the course of the week. From there, into 4 sets of this, into 4 sets of the lat pull downs. I've really missed these. As you know, earlier in the video I says I can't get any vertical pulls, and the thing about this is I could feel how much leaner I was getting. I could feel every fibre in my back. I mean, a lot of people won't even know what I'm bloody talking about there, but if you've ever been kind of lean, you might know what I'm kind of saying here. So these felt really good, and just to be doing a vertical pull for the first time in a wee while, just felt really good. So again, 4 sets of 10 of these, and I really enjoyed them. And from there, like again, just to give the shoulders a wee bit of work, I just went onto the machine, so my fixators and I don't need to worry about it too much. Again, using a weight that's more manageable, just a wee bit of stimulus. 3 sets of 10, nothing crazy. I mean, I could have done 3 sets of 15 at this kind of weight and stuff, but just trying to keep the upper body rigid and just give the shoulders a wee bit of work. Nothing mental, just a wee bit of work. From there, again, a wee bit of calves, just a wee bit more accessory work. I'm going to hit the calves still twice a week. So again, that's the day it'll be the bent legged stuff. 3 sets of 12, I think it was doing there.
And again, just being very deliberate in the movement, just like I said beforehand, not bouncing up and down like a crazy person. And from there, as you can see, the Sophie is next to me. For people who, when I was saying earlier on in these vlogs, I've got someone else doing this along with me. This is the female version of me right now, and she's looking great, she's doing great, and I will unveil this around about July. But just finishing off with some hammer curls. I can never do a supinated grip because I've got really, really bad wrist issues, so hammers are normally the main thing that I go to. So if you've got bad wrists and you still want to hit your biceps a bit more, just do hammers. But no, great session. Right guys, ending the week on a high, so that was a really good gym session. I said I'd planned a deload for this week, like having an easier week, but because when I kind of thought about it and I was calculating how much I'd done over the course of this week with COVID and stuff like that, I think I have just had a deload. It hasn't been as bad, it hasn't been strenuous doing my training, so I'm just going to jump right into the next phase of training. New programming, it went well today, felt good, felt strong. I've got a lot of tightness in my hamstrings now, but I've got a sports massage booked for that, try and get the man under it a wee bit. But no, as the title of this video says, it was just about trying to make it work. I mean, it would have been very easy because I had COVID and there's a wee bit coffee and stuff like that to go, oh well, you know, should have took a rest. And you know what, if it was one of my clients, I probably would have said to them, listen, don't push anything, just relax, try and rest. But having a wee bit more experience with it, I knew it wasn't that bad. I would not have pushed cardio hard at all. I wouldn't have felt comfortable doing that, but in the sense of doing my actual training, I felt really good and I felt like I could keep going, I could keep doing it, and I still feel strong. I feel like I'm getting stronger. The squats are moving well. That's the biggest thing I'm chuffed with, because as we said, I'm relearning them. So no, all's going good. But we'll tie the video in there. As always, leave a like, leave a comment, and if you've not already, because most people haven't, please subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you again next week.